Hi! Just me. Quato. Quato in the house. It's my real life according to me. Just Kyia. Season Quato, season 4. Woo, woo. Wow. Wow. So for the finale for season 3, Thras, I introduce how a woman, a black woman, saw something in me, presented that, and I took it, and I gravitated, and I held on to that. I couldn't believe it. No woman, no person, no person in my life has ever, even till now, never told me they believed in me, told me that I can do something that they saw. Even to this day, that is the one and only time, and that's all I needed. Glory be to God. Thank you that He used Dr. Harrell to inspire, encourage, and challenge me from that one statement. All she told me is, I believe you can do it. I'll never forget those words. I believe you can do it. That inspired me. That encouraged me. Absolutely, that challenged me. So, let's go. Let's figure out what we got to do for me to realize what Dr. Harrell sees in me. Okay, 1996 is when she told me, 1995 is when she told me this. This is the fall semester of college. That spring, that January 1996, I enrolled in Long Beach Community College as nursing as my major. I have never done anything like this in my life. Yes, I went to Southwest College, and I don't even think I shared that on here. It's in the book. I did go to Southwest College. I dated the captain of the football team for 1 year. I don't think I put that on here, but it is absolutely in the book. So I did go to Southwest College for 3 semesters or so. I enrolled in school. I didn't know what to expect. And let's go. So that semester, they give you the outline, what you need to do to get into the nursing program and what's required. So, okay. Okay, so I'm still living at Fountain, but I have transitioned right around the corner. Remember the duplex? And at this point, I enrolled in college. And okay. So that happened in Long Beach City. So right after that, I quit working. I quit Long Beach Community. No, I didn't even quit. I was per diem. I just stopped going. I stopped making myself available. I stopped putting myself on the schedule. I just stopped working. Okay, and then so that January, I enrolled in school, and remember, I moved around the corner, and Kenny's living with his parents. I'm not doing this bull crap right now. No, I can't. Sorry. So, but once I got into school and enrolled, and it was really good. To me, it wasn't that expensive. I didn't know about all the grants and stuff like that. So, each of your units, I think it was maybe, I don't know, $10 a unit. I don't even think it was that much. Maybe it was $5 a unit. I don't know. And then so I paid for my units. I got my books, and Kenny starts seeing this in me. I'm like, I'm going to school. I'm making changes. And then I had moved into place, and the lesbian couple, all along as I paid them the rent, they didn't come by, they didn't live there, was no managers or whatever. So at this point, Kenny ends up moving there with me, promising me that he wants to change. He likes to see that I'm going to college and I'm trying to do something. So he, maybe a month later or so, moves over there with me, and I'm going to school full time. I'm taking a full course and all my prereqs. And quite surprisingly, I'm doing quite well, except for English. I can't spell word for damn. To this day, I was never taught phonics. And if I was, I don't care if I was, I can't spell word for damn. Maybe that's why I pronounce. I'm very visual. So if I see a word, they say Spanish will work better for me because it's pronounced just like it's spelled. So my first semester, I'm taking the classes. And okay, I'm going to share this story. So in my English class, and I always took the director of whatever my subject was, because I figure if they're the director, they're the head person, and they don't teach that often. And I found out later, and I didn't realize this, most students, college, they were avoiding to taking the director's class. So their classes was actually easier to get into. They didn't feel as quickly. So, okay. So I'm in my English class and I'm taking basic, because you got to take that little test that places you like where your class level is. So I'm in my fundamentals 101 of English, and we had this book, and she was teaching us verbs, adverbs, and all this other stuff. But she would go around, everybody had to read. It's not that I'm not a good reader, but if I have never seen the word before, I don't know how to figure out how to pronounce it. But once you pronounce it once and I see it, I got it, because I have that photogenic type memory, and I got it. Like debris, I'll never forget the word debris. So we're going around, and we're reading the sentences, and as you're reading, you have to distinguish the part of speech. And so I'm counting the people. People don't want to read out loud. Why the hell they make us do that? Whether you could read or not, it's still nerve wracking because you never. Okay, so anywho, so I'm counting. I'm like, damn, this is gonna be my question. In that question was the word debris. I had no clue what that word was. It was something about the trees and cleaning up and blah 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 blah, and debris. I'm trying to figure out, what is this word debris? So it gets to me, and of course, yes, I'm right on target. That's the sentence, and we go across and we get to. I'm like, and I look at her, and she says debris. I said, oh, I said, that's how you spell debris. I said that I would have never guessed. So now everyone looking at me, shit, I didn't know. I was like, okay, well, shit, there you go. Debris is the verb. No, the adjective, it describes what's on the floor, whatever. I said thank you, because I couldn't. But it was amazing. I was late 20s. And I'm like, okay, so I took on this challenge. Well, I wanted to take on the challenge to take a phonics class while I was in college. So I was already taking full courses, and I was like, okay, I want to learn phonics. So if I come across a word that I don't know, I want to learn how can I figure out how to say the word. And at the same time, that next I did good. I passed maybe with a 3.2 that semester. So let's go around to the spring. So I said, okay, I'm taking Spanish because, yeah, Espanol, come on now. And I took the phonics class. It didn't work for me. I guess maybe I was too old. It's almost like if you didn't learn to swim as a child, yeah, I could swim. I could survive for the most part, but I ain't going in no bodies of water where my feet can't touch the ground. I can't stand up and breathe. Ain't gonna happen for the most part with me. And there is a story I could share there, but not now. Okay, so I'm taking Espanol in college. I'm taking the phonics class, but I'm taking my full courses to get my prereq so I can get into the nursing program. Everything else is going good. I mean, I'm thriving, for the most part. English got a little bit easier and better because we didn't have to read that out. That phonics class and stuff wasn't working for me. I don't know. It was too basic and my mind was like, and I just couldn't get into it. So I let that go. But let's do Spanish. I'm in there. And so back then, this is 1996 still. And the way she was teaching Spanish, this is how our class went. You go in there and this is Spanish 101 beginners. She's like, okay, you pronounce things just like their sound. And then I think the second day of class, we had to face each other's, open up the book and try to pronounce things. So her assumption was, I guess everyone had phonics of Spanish, had phonics of English or whatever. So me and I'm mid-20s, this little boy sitting next to me, little Mexican boy, Spanish boy, whatever, he about 19, he looking at me. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, well, maybe I got some good. Maybe he speaks, but he don't got no clue. I ain't got no clue. And she's like, talk. What? You haven't taught us any. I don't get it. And then so she'll come around and interact with each parent on people. So she come to me and Antonio, I don't know what his name is. Cute little Mexican boy, but he just as scared as me and he young. So I'm going to speak up. I said, I don't get it. She said, well, pronounce it just like it said. I said, but I don't know how to pronounce it. And then she said, well, it's the same vowels or whatever except for this. I was like, see, those exceptions are getting me for one, but the fundamental basis is getting me because I don't know how to pronounce it in English, apparently. And she looked at me like, huh? I was like, yeah, I don't. And she said, so she looked at me and then she pronounced it. I don't know what it was. Hables español. So I go, hables español. So I think I'm saying, she's like, no, you're not saying it right. I said, I just said what you said. And then she said it again. And I said, I said what you said. She said, no. She said, you're not hearing me. I said, all right. I said, because what I'm hearing, that's what I'm pronouncing back to you. She said, well, you're not hearing me right. I said, well, maybe you're not saying it right. She looked at me like, yes, this is how you pronounce it. And I said, but what I'm saying, I said, what I think I'm saying is what I hear. I'm saying what you're saying. So she, and then so she moved on. She ain't got time for me. I don't blame her because I ain't got time for her because I don't get her. She don't get me. And little Antonio, he just sit there. Are we going to pass this? So anyway, so we get through that lesson. So we're Spanish is Tuesday, Thursday. They say this is Thursday. So Tuesday coming back around. We're in Spanish class again. This hoe gonna do the same thing. It don't work for me. How we gonna turn around and how am I gonna say this stuff? I don't know how to pronounce it. And yes, it tells you what it says up under it. There's certain words I can say yes because I didn't heard it multiple times, but at this time it's like, huh? You ain't teaching me the way I need to be taught, I guess. So here go me and Antonio again. He looked at me, I looked at him. She on the other side of class. I said, Antonio, do you know how to say that? He's like, nope. I said, well, I don't know how to say it either. So we sit there, we look, we start talking about other shit in English. So remember, all when you go to college, they always have office hours. You can go and try to get help and figure out things. Okay, I really, really, really want to learn Spanish. I know it's going to help me. I know that's where, our society, and I hate being at work and I have a Latino or Mexican family and can't interact. And then I always, when I'm talking to them, I try to, because it's like, you know, I don't want to have to go look for someone for one, but I want to learn, what are you saying? It intrigued me. Okay, so I go to the office hours of Miss Melissa. I don't even know the teacher's name. She looked like a Melissa, like a mean Melissa. So I go to the office hours and I'm like, I'm here to get help. And I don't, she said, well, you just look at the word and pronounce it. This bitch don't understand what helps me. You done said this in class. Now you saying this bullshit again. And I know she's younger than me. Okay, but you're a teacher. We're at a junior college. Teach me some Spanish. I don't know at this point. Do you know the fundamentals? Because that's what I used to think with my mother. Because when I remember like going through elementary, junior high, and high school, I would say, Mama, how do you say this word? I always believed she didn't know how to say it. She said, because go sound it out. I said, well, how am I sound it out? I don't know what the word is. And she said, just go figure it out. And I'm like, oh, well, you don't know either. She don't know either. I think she here just collecting. She look too young anyway. Okay, so I failed. We're going to try one more again. Yes, I did. I was a little persistent. So I took Spanish again, but with a different teacher. Same thing. He didn't have us turn around or whatever. But he's like, just look at it. It's pronounced just like it sounds, just like it is spelled. Each letter just pronounced. And they kept saying that. And no one was getting like, okay, I know the sounds, but I don't know how they work together. And I wasn't getting it. So I made it like halfway through Spanish again. And I was feeling it. Okay, so I'm through. I got to go. I can't get Spanish. I wanted to so bad. But anywho. So at this point, I do have a little bit more Espanol. So I do offer that in my program. So if you need Espanol, please just message me in English. And I'll get back to you in Espanol. Okay, anyway, okay, so we're at 17 minutes. Okay, so that went on. And then, so, okay, as I'm doing my prereqs and everything, I need a lady named Sandra. Yeah, Cassius can't go back in yet. So I met a young lady named Sandra, and she was pursuing to go into the nursing program as well. And we met in our like not track and field. They call walk. They called it something. It was just like walking, but briskly. I don't remember what the class was called, but it fills your physical activity part of the requirement. So I met initially Sandra Thompson in that class. And nice girl. And so we started talking and we hit it off. And we both found out we were both pursuing the nursing program. And so we started hanging out after school. And she drank a little bit. I'm like my ETOH. So my lips getting a little dry. Let's introduce Sandra and her husband and 3 kids. So we're doing our class and we're really getting along good, liking this girl. She got that hustle mentality. Her father already had like a hauling business, which she was doing that before, but she's like, she's the only girl and she's married and her husband's a little insecure and okay, and she got the 3 kids and she just really wanted to get into nursing and other things. Okay, so that's what bonded us. So she invites me to her house. Yes, absolutely. So I go over to Sandra's house and she got 3 little kids. Like I said, her little one was like 1 or so. And of course, I don't have any kids or anything. Me and Kenny, we're kind of back and forth, and I'm still, but he's still there for the most part. So let's say at this point, I've been over her house a couple of times, but it's just been me, her, and the kids, and we kind of drink. We don't drink too much. I drive back home. Probably still shouldn't have. Not probably, I shouldn't have. But I would get back home, and me and her, we was buddies. We was cool. So we're at 20 minutes. We got 20 more minutes. Okay. So let's say this is my third visit to her house. And she kind of mentioned her husband to me, and not in great detail. I don't need to know about your husband. She'll need to know. But okay, so whatever. So I'm over her house, and we're chilling and we're drinking. Tequila's my drink back here. Tequila. I can't drink tequila no more. Tequila divorced me a long time ago, and I hung around a couple of more years where I shouldn't have hung around tequila. So tequila said, I've been trying to leave you. So it was my turn. I had to leave tequila alone. But back then we was drinking tequila. Jose Cuervo, is that his name? He had to go. But he was around. The gold. You got to go with that brown, dark skin Jose. Work in the field. Kick your ass when he gets home. Okay. So, say this is the third time I'm over her house, and her husband, he shows up. Bright, light skin, bright. So, okay, I don't like bright skinned guys, whatever. That's why I'm saying it like that. I like them chocolate and ooh. But he bright, he come in smiling, tall, slender. He looks like remember the guy from Five Heartbeats? And he got old girl pregnant. And he was the good guy. He kind of stayed. He wanted to be with his woman. They gave him the money in the hallway. And old rough guy told him, make it happen. Him. That's kind of who he looked like. So he came in, he's like, oh, what we got going on here, whatever. And me and Sandra, we feeling good. The kids are not there. The kids are at her mom's house. I gotta pee so bad. Okay. I gotta pee. Real life according to me. Okay, 20 minutes. I'm coming back here. 20 more minutes. And it's gonna be a part A and a part B because no, I ain't even gonna try. I'm old. I can't hold it. My Kegels is working right now, but it's gonna release in a minute. He's like, okay. Okay. I promise I'll be back. Okay, part A, part B. I'm gonna put them right back to back. BRB, be right back. BRB.